Hello everyone, welcome to Grand Quest. Last episode, we finished up some shopping for our good friend Trevor and Zoe, and then we met up in the tavern and talked about some magical mimic chair bullshit. And then they learned a little bit about the tournament, and Zoe revealed some dark secrets, and now is manning his simulacrum going to talk to the king. So let's go into that for a moment. Zoe, continue.
They're not secrets. What are you talking about? He has great intentions for everyone.
The best, the most loving.
Yes.
Kill them all.
As he makes his way through this kingdom, he's wondering, what does it look like? Have they rebuilt?
It's not been too long since you left. A lot of the ruined buildings have been repaired. The buildings that could be saved are repaired swiftly. But it's still under heavy construction. Some of the buildings that are not savable are torn down. The rubble is still being cleared away. However, there is a much larger, quickly made stone wall surrounding a much bigger building that used to be the church up on the hill. This is clearly where the soon-to-be capital, like the king's castle, will be built. You are in that area because the basement is where they put the egg. Yes, the trial room has been reworked into a basement.
Okay. And he'll look around and he'll look at that castle in particular and say, "That's."
Well, you're in it, so yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I guess. Still,
yeah.
If he ever gets to see it, it's a beautiful castle. Anyways, he will head up the stairs and around, searching for this king, or
you see,
forgot the guy's name.
You see Ilvasar kind of quickly coming down a flight of stairs, holding a bunch of scrolls in arm, mumbling something that's hard to hear exactly. It's being spoken in a weird backwards language that's not aberrant in nature or fiendish. It's but then he kind of notices the simulacrum. "Oh, little man, you're not supposed to be out here. Aren't you supposed to be guarding the egg?"
What does he know? It's me, Zoe.
Oh, hello, Zoe. I see you have the ability to control this simulacrum.
Only for brief periods, but yes, I wanted to communicate with the king only for a moment. Shouldn't take long.
Well, the king just finished up a meeting, so he should be free. Follow me. I'll take you up. As he guides you upstairs into the king's, where the king is still. It seems to be a meeting room where the king is still located, but a few generals and other noblemen and women are leaving the area as Ilvasar knocks on the door. My lord, the hero Zoe wishes to speak with you. As he opens the door, the king looks over and goes, "I didn't think that they would." "Oh, his simulacrum. I thought that you said simulacrums couldn't be possessed." "Well, supposedly Zoe has the ability to connect to his." As Ilvasar will take a seat over by the king. "What can I help you with, Zoe?"
He's staying.
Ilvasar will speak up. Yes, you have to understand that we're still settling things, and our king's quarters and castle are not as warded as they should be yet. So, my job for the last little while has been to be very close to the king at all times. We're unsure if Callister is fully dead. We've picked up a few of his mana tracing.
Is that so? That's disturbing news.
Indeed.
Well, keep me updated if at least I have to return. I wouldn't mind
Very
in
well.
aid of
We-
such a hunt.
The king does speak up. We do appreciate you guarding the egg for us. We worry that he might try to reclaim it if he is alive.
That is worrisome.
Now,
That is where he come from.
Ilvasar will speak up. This is actually something that I might be able to get an answer from you at. His markings, the signifiers of his mana are strange. They're twisted, bent in ways that different than the way he was. He was clearly gaining power from someone else, but it was rather confusing because it seemed to have similar connotations to your mana mark, but mixed with his. And it was slightly different as well, but so I don't believe you're the one giving him power, but something like you might be. Something like you might be keeping him alive.
Him in his head, he's going to giggle. He's not. Yeah, he's gonna laugh, and I guess him and his body back at home too. So this is how you want to play it. Very well. You move your piece, and I'll move mine. As he'll speak to the back to Ilvasar and the king. Yes, I have a suspicion of what might be coming for it, and if so, that is rather disturbing. Sort of portrays to the information I bring. Currently, the party of heroes seeks for a way to gain favor and potentially soldiers under our own rule. At least speaking from me, I was considering all things go well. Interested in sending aid as I see the kingdom still needs to be rebuilt. As you mentioned, the glyphs are broken, and we need scholars and magicians to help remake these, and especially with such a dangerous individual potentially coming back. I believe I can help.
If you were to be knighted, I am guessing that is what you mean. I did
It
not
is,
know
sir.
that they were opening it to non-Alfrainian. Long ago, their knights put an end to a very bad happenstance between Denza and Alfrain. A war that broke out due to misleadings of a certain group. Denza being victimized by this, told to do things that they shouldn't have. Thankfully, Alfrain understood and only took most of our land. But
I heard.
if they are opening it to non-Alfrainians, they are in desperate need of knights. What is happening going on there? What's going on? Why are they losing so many knights that they would open it to non-country born?
And as he says that, he is going to. I guess he can't technically fly. He'll walk up to closer, not too close as to raise alarm, but at least close enough to the whisper. That is the other thing I come here for. Rumors running around. Old history doesn't die off so easily. I come here as a way to gather that information. You being the new king and all need to keep your kingdom secure,
Indeed.
especially from someone who, again, as you mentioned, has a history with Denza. Some that whisper terrible things of what they suspect might come of this country. And I'm here to help. I will keep my ear peeled for any information that puts Denza into threat. Or into the crossfire, potential invasion. But in return, I need something.
He'll look to Ilvasar for counsel. Ilvasar will look to you. It depends on what it is you ask for.
It's nothing at all. It's just the people I want to send. I know they must be vetted, and I know they have to be secure for this kingdom. But the friends, The friends and the allies I make that I send to aid will be welcomed with open arms. And I also want information. It's a two-way street, you know. Information that would help track down this aberration or anything that may be linked to Alistar. I would like to know.
Very well. I can agree to that, says the king.
Let's shake on it, and he'll hold out his hand.
He'll hold his hand out and shake with yours.
I trust your word is your honor, and I thank you.
I recommend you take on the knight tournament. Passing up an opportunity to become an Alfrainian knight is a poor choice, says Ilvisar. It's something that never will happen again, and it will give you access to resources, power, and will make it much easier to speak to the upper echelons of the Alfrainian government. They see strength is equal to honor. If you are a knight, you are deemed powerful, and thus you carry a lot of honor. Though they do put their knights under great scrutiny if they fail to uphold that honor and fail to keep the people safe of the lands that they swear to protect, then they'll lose it.
Yes, after much deliberation, I came to a similar conclusion. I think it would be unwise to pass up such an opportunity, as you said.
Be careful. I've heard very dangerous things of those tournaments. Not a lot of people survive it.
It's my worry.
You have a very strong group. I'm sure you will pull out on top.
We do. I have an optimistic presumption as well. Now, if you wouldn't excuse me, I have to get back to guarding the egg.
Very well. Keep in contact, says the king. And we'll keep in contact with you.
He heads back to the egg and back to guarding it.
Very well. And we'll move back to the rest of the party. As Soren and Saren and Vorak and... Well, not Vorak. Drin and Zevrith all walk away to get rooms and to get something to eat. It leaves Sif, Syphina, Trevor, and Kane alone, leaning against this wall.
I'm going to look at especially Kane and Trevor. I'm like, they made a good point. Is it doing this tournament worth the risk it runs to not complete our actual mission?
I don't give a fuck about Big Night, but if the rest of you join, I really have no choice. I can't just watch all of you.
Everything we've done since we got here could have ended with our deaths. Could have stopped our mission. Then and there. What's the difference?
Well, I mean, that we didn't have a choice of the danger, really. I mean, I guess if you say going to the child was a choice of ours, but really in the greater scheme of things, it really wasn't a choice because we knew we had to do that for the mission. This, though, is not necessarily, at least I don't see it as, it is a choice. We don't have to. If we do succeed in what we're trying to do with, helping Sif with the hag,
One second. I understand that we're partially here to help Sif with the hag. Buddy, I love you. You're awesome. Our main mission here is to build relationships with the governments and become heroes. This country obviously holds their knights to extremely high esteem. So the best way to get in with the upper echelons of this country is to take part in this tournament.
Well, as I was trying to say, Kane, was even if we didn't do the tournament, and if the hag is causing trouble here, and if we end up dealing with that hag, and that might grant us favor for the higher escalon, as you mentioned. So we could technically still get that without doing the tournament. But, of course, you guys can do whatever you want. I'll just try to keep you alive. That's all I can say.
Trevor is still being unusually quiet as he's just like... He's hearing all of this, but he's not there right now.
Trevor.
Hmm?
Did you hear
What's
anything?
on your mind?
Mhm.
He just kind of takes a breath. And he sighs. He says, fuck the mission, I want to do this.
No, the leader has spoken.
About this time, Zoe, you kind of return. And as you head down,
I do.
down the stairs.
I had one more thing, but he. Oh,
Oh, you have one more thing? You can go do your
one more
thing.
small thing.
Yeah.
As he opens his eyes back to himself, he'll look at the artifact and he'll say, You were there, but I got a gift for you." And he'll pull out the ring from his stomach also. Just flavoring it. He's technically still has it, but like, it's his. He's trying to offer it to the artifact.
It will form. It'll like be devoured into the artifact. This is flavor. He still has it as a separate item. It's just being flavored as the being absorbed into the artifact, and the artifact now having that power.
I wanted to thank you for all you've done for me thus far, and I have not forgotten my promise to rebuild our races as it once was, to ascend past what we could possibly imagine.
A flash, an image hits your eyes. Fire. Screams. The town is burning. The town that surrounds you now. Shadows move quickly through the flames. A man is being taken by these shadows. The man is lit like fairy fire to grab your focus. A feeling of prevention washes over you. Prevent this. Prevent this. Prevent this.
As he zaps back, was that? I mean, he knows what it is. But what could it? And I'll open up the book, going over the history that he learned of Denza and of their knighthood and. Very well. Not sure what that means, but I understand.
Very well.
As he'll hold out his arms and collect everything and suck it back into his body, and leaves the room.
Very well. And as you walk down the stairs is when you hear, well, the leader has spoken from Sif.
Not my leader, but what was determined.
Apparently we're doing a tournament.
Did you just say that out loud?
Yes.
Bitch, you're part of this group. That is your leader.
I may be part of this group, but he is no leader of mine. I
Just-
respect the party's decision, but I do not hold servitude to someone I do not know.
I mean, you don't have to get on your knees and please his royalness, but acknowledge it at least. Have some respect.
He has not shown me that he deserves respect as a leader.
Go fuck
And you
yourself.
haven't
Zoe.
shown me you're worthy of being trusted. And he like blows past Zoe and he goes upstairs. Like he like full on like shoulder checks Zoe as hard as he can. Trevor is not okay right now.
Looking at the sides, I'm like, you guys resolve this? I'm gonna go check on Trevor.
Anyways, you determined what?
Then we're gonna
Um,
do the tournament.
Thank you.
Oh, perfect. All together?
That's the plan.
As a group.
Very well. Have you officially signed up?
No, we haven't been to the Coliseum yet.
Best beginning.
We kind of need those two.
If you knew how to work
Figure-
in a group, kind of. He just stops and makes the hand movement.
And with that, one moment.
Tact, my friend.
I'm gonna kill this fucking squid guy. God damn it!
Oh, Kane was saying that to Zoe.
Oh, what did you say?
Tact.
Tact.
Like, implying that you should have some tact.
Very well.
What is that?
It means
No, I mean, I'm asking the same thing. Done that, okay?
it means to.
It just means you
yeah.
should read the fucking room and maybe watch what you say.
Oh, that means complete. That's a different word from where I come from.
I got that, but
That means
I knew
legal.
what you meant.
I did not know that meant that.
And we'll move over to Trevor and Syphina. First, we're gonna follow Trevor. Syphina, come in when you feel like Syphina would appear. So Trevor, go ahead.
Trevor is not in Alfrain right now. He's back home. It is, it's about a week after his father and brother were executed. And his family home is being basically stripped down and auctioned off piece by piece. His sisters are already on completely separate ends of the country, having been pledged to marry into like merchant families and other lesser noble families, and his mom is staying with one of them. He's basically just watching his home get stripped down and sold before he leaves to join the order. Everything about this tournament is bringing this back. All that he's wanted from the start is to give his family back some semblance of the life they knew, to restore their name, to restore their honor, to restore their status. And given the fact that it's been pretty well demonstrated at this point that that his king and the royal court doesn't really care about the fact that this was a setup, that they knew that it was a setup and they did nothing about it and allowed his family to be punished for a crime that they didn't commit. He's thinking that this might be a way to get his mother and his sisters out of that situation. He's not thinking about the mission right now. At this moment, he doesn't particularly give a shit about the mission as much as he cares about potentially securing this opportunity for his family to be able to rebuild their lives, because he doesn't trust that the powers that be are going to do right by him when it's all said and done, because they haven't from the start.
Now, before Syphina jumps into this, we're gonna stay in this kind of vision, this mental state that Trevor is in, this memory. As you were sitting there watching it all get auctioned off and thinking all of this, a warm feeling on the side that you would normally hold a sword, there is a silhouette, not a blinding bright, but a silhouette of a man. At least you can tell it's a man, based mostly through the physical structure, but has no defining features. Sits next to you now. the same voice as Themis comes out of its mouth. So, you think being a knight is gonna bring you home?
I don't think it's gonna bring me home. Home is gone. I'm never going to get that back. But it might give me the opportunity I need to make sure that my mother and my sisters have a comfortable and safe place to be.
Oh, I don't know if I call it safe, really. I mean, land, yeah. A home, yeah. But I don't know if Valordis is really in any true state of safety, in all honesty.
Neither is Alor.
Oh, I mean, I don't really know what's going on over there. But from what I hear about the whole conversation with your handler, it doesn't seem like it is, no. But,
if
what-
we're able to make this a little bit better, a little bit safer place, I wouldn't mind not going back.
That's fine. No one's telling you need to go back to Alor. But you have to understand that the way you're looking at this is through eyes of vengeance. Eyes of anger, remorse. You say you don't have a home, that you lost it, you'll never get it back, but the attempt that you're wanting to do is going to bring your home back to you. If you had told me, yes, I'm going to try to bring my home back, I would have smiled and said, you're doing a good job. But your answer is one of darkness still. Something that fills off rage. And I understand you're, the one that gives you your
Just kind of
powers.
not.
But you have to,
He's like,
you need to understand one other thing before you say something, Trevor. Giving up on the mission and saying you don't care about the mission is telling us that you're only seeing a foot ahead. Didn't your training teach you anything? That you have to see further, especially if you're going to be a leader? You have to see the potentiality, and you have to give credence and inspiration to the people around you. This is for your quest. This is for your mission, your job. Because if you want to bring your family here, are you going to bring them here with a hag, killing people, taking people, doing whatever this evil is doing? Or are you going to become a knight, gain power, conquer this evil, conquer every evil in the land, so that you can bring your family to somewhere safe?
Trevor closes his eyes for a moment. And that anger that has been just simmering beneath the surface very slowly starts to kind of dissipate. And he says, if I can do this, Alfrain will be a safer place.
He'll nod.
If I do this, my team will become stronger. We'll have the tools and the resources that we need to help Sif rescue his kid. And the image of his home being sold fades. And instead, now you see Sif, Syphina, Cain, and even Zoe. And Edmund. And he just kind of looks at them all for a moment. He looks at Sif. He just kind of smiles and goes, "Guy's an idiot, but fucking love him." He looks at Syphina. And he doesn't say anything about her, but he doesn't really need to at this point. He looks at Kane and just kind of chuckles and shakes his head. And then just kind of nods and he goes, honestly, I feel like we probably would not have made it out of Denza without Kane. He looks at Edmund and is like, honestly, he's the one member of the party that I'm genuinely afraid of and respect. And then his eyes shift to Zoe for a moment. I don't trust him. There's something about him that's just off, and it's not the tentacles. I want to trust him. I want to believe that despite his condescension and arrogance, that there is something good beneath the surface. Something good beneath those deep waters. But at the same time, I feel like I need to be ready to kill him. He just kind of closes his eyes and sighs. Thank you for giving me the perspective that I needed.
The figure looks to you. You can't see the detail, but you can see kind of like the nose and the where the eyes should be, kind of little indents, and you see a little smile. I've got you. Redemption's a whole lot easier and funner than vengeance. He pats you on the back and you feel warmth kind of course through you, like your own power sparks for a moment, at like him showing you have power that is different than vengeance. Well, you're a right leader. You just like to forget that sometimes. And that's when you hear a knock on the door.
Trevor just kind of nods and says, well, I'm only human.
Everything fades as we come. Now you kind of snap back into the room as that knock happens again.
Trevor, you okay? It's me.
Yeah, come on in.
I open the door. You okay?
I am now. Themis kind of helped me put some things into perspective, but I've got a lot of baggage that's attached to this kind of thing. And
Becoming a knight is that important to you?
not necessarily becoming a knight, but giving my family a home. Giving them somewhere safe that they can try to rebuild a little bit of what was taken from us. I got so focused on that I forgot about everything else.
Syphina's gonna step forward as she's good. What are you standing there? Are you sitting down? What are you doing?
He's just kind of sitting with his head leaned back against a wall.
On the bed, on a chair, where?
Yeah, he's sitting on the side of the bed.
Okay,
he's just
she's gonna
back against
she's
it.
gonna step forward and she's going to just place her hand on his shoulder and just kind of lean down a little bit to be eye level and say, "Are you going to lose that focus in the middle of this tournament?"
No. I lost my focus wanting to do it, but like I said, I've been given a little bit of perspective, and he just kind of pats Dennis on the hilt.
Okay. Well,
I know
everybody-
that you don't think that this is a good idea, but Kane is right. This is the exact kind of thing that we are here to do and that we are expected to do. I just had a weak and selfish moment. I was looking at my goals and not considering the bigger picture. My
At least
head's-
remember. At least you remember who you are outside of this. So that's something to good. But everyone else is going to join. I don't know about Zoe, but if you want to do this, then I guess we should go down and go to the Coliseum.
He's gonna kind of sigh and nod, and he's gonna like heft himself up, and he's just gonna kind of stop and put a hand on her arm, and he's gonna say, "Thanks."
Try to keep you guys alive.
As
That's
you
what, you don't die.
move your
It's
arm.
more.
Oh, go ahead.
It's more than just that. The fact of the matter is, you are the moral compass of our group. You are the one that helps kind of keep everything in perspective, and I don't think that we would have ever made it this far without you.
I'm going to be completely honest, okay? For being the moral compass of the group, nobody ever listens to me. So,
It's a pain in the ass, isn't it?
so, and all best I can do is just try to keep you guys alive because, I mean, to be fair, if you guys die, I'm the one you had to face, but that'll be fun for you guys. But anyway, so yeah, but thank you. I appreciate the sentiment.
And he just kind of gently squeezes your arm and nods, and let's go.
As Trevor heads out first, as he walks out, there you notice something, Syphina. There's a bright white hand mark on his armor. As it fades away, almost like it's being absorbed into the armor. And it, in your heart, you feel something from Tanalith that is the feeling of remembrance and familiarity to that mark, to that handprint. As you get a small image of this being who would walk the land, you watch him as people who have done horrible things, or people who have suffered horrible lives and have wanted nothing but anger and vengeance, or has successfully taken that vengeance and now suffer with guilt or suffer with regret or anything. You see this man walk up as if they don't know he's there, placing a hand on their shoulders, saying something to them, and then walking away. As you watch the ones who seem to look up stand up and move, like with a bit of more determination, the hand mark absorbs into them. But then those who ignore, those who refuse and still suffer, still sulk, still hate, you watch as the hand mark burns them away.
I noticed that, and I see that, and
This
then I'm
time
going
it
to
absorbed in.
Yeah, I'm going to. He's walking away, and so I'm going to, catch up with him a little bit, and I'm going to just like pat him on the shoulder. It's like, you're going to be okay.
I certainly hope so. And he just kind of smiles at her, and he heads back downstairs.
The rest of you guys, what have you guys been up to this whole time? It's been maybe about 5-10 minutes.
You know they're up there fucking great.
Probably.
I mean, hopefully, lose that opportunity to. I know. Yeah, one can only
I'm
hope.
in a better mood. Oh my god.
Fuck you.
It's been so long, damn it. I'm angry.
That was a quick one.
But yeah, they return after a few minutes. Trevor clearly in a
Alright.
much better mood.
Trevor just kind of does like a circle up motion, and he's headed towards the door.
Like
Okay, guys, above table, the worst thing about that you guys don't know about, that I don't even know about, is that Syphina wasn't the one that helped him.
Oh yeah. That's why they put chairs inside tavern Shit like that.
Kane is gonna leave 10 gold on the counter and take a bottle of scotch with her.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you guys head out into the town. Do you make your way to the arena?
Yeah, Trevor is kind of leading the way to the arena.
Very well.
And he's kind of taking note of who is coming with.
All of you.
I need to
All
get
of
potions.
us?
I think everyone, yeah.
Above
I need
table.
potions, by the way.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
What is like Syphina? Nobody's noticing this, but Syphina is like trying to, as she's walking through, comprehending that they're about to do this and all of that, like trying to touch base, not that space, but see if there was a way that she can gauge how much death might be happening in the near future, if that makes sense.
You
I
want
don't
to
know if
try
we can
to
do that, but
read the scales?
I guess. I mean,
Is that like a religion thing?
Are you sure that you want to do this? This is pushing boundaries. Well, this is pushing into realms that you would
Do
normally
it.
need both. It is possible,
it.
but it might have side effects, especially if you fail.
well,
Good.
okay. I'm not trying to go into that place. And
No, I'm just saying, read the
it's-
scales as in
yeah.
determine life and will there
Which
be
way
a
they're
mass
gonna
life or
flip.
death? Yeah, which way will they?
Mhm.
What will be added to? Is
Yeah.
what you're trying to
I'm
get
just-
a feeling of that. That's what I'm saying. Is you're trying to do the job of a judge,
Mhm.
Right now, you're trying to do that, but without the death side, it's dangerous. And that's why, as a DM, I'm asking you: do you want to try this?
Yeah.
Do it.
I know it's a bad idea. So I'm still trying to figure out if there is some kind of something that you don't have to do the entire thing, but kind of like
You can
just,
assume.
I don't.
You could try to
A
just
dire
assume.
ritual.
I mean, you could just not roll anything and just, as yourself, try to assume.
Ah.
Okay.
That
Well,
is the.
Let's
that
just
is
say
so,
that
yeah.
Syphina is. She doesn't think this is a good idea, but she's going along with everybody because she knows they're fucked without her, and so she's going to do this just because she wants to keep everybody alive. But she doesn't think this is a good idea, and again, she's always worried about failing. So she's trying to just keep up appearances and follow the leader.
Okay,
so-
so are you going to or no?
I'm not going to.
Okay.
do you want to
What?
tell her what I saw, though?
Oh yeah, you can walk up to her and tell her.
Are you in like the back or are you in like the front with Trevor?
We're all holding hands.
Oh, man.
Well, let's put it this way. I am not in the back because I have assassins after me who might want to pick me off. So I'm at least in the middle or something. I'm probably not up front.
I'll try to float behind. But he'll look down at you and say, "I need to talk to you. I've had a troublesome premonition of the future of this city, kingdom.
Are you talking to me mentally or vocally?
Always mentally.
We had a conversation about that. Anyway.
I literally can't talk vocally.
He's like my character.
You did, though. You did. You did. Yes, you did. Only on this kind of session. You literally did
That
that.
never happened.
It never happened.
Never happened. I don't know what you're talking about.
Salt water comes pouring out of his mouth when he opens it. That's my fucking character in Yoda's game, and I love it.
Okay, so you say that mentally, and Syphina's gonna flinch a little bit, and she's like,
I'm sorry. Yeah.
she's like, now? She's just gonna like go to walking to the Coliseum.
You can keep walking, but if you don't want to raise suspicions, I'd suggest keeping your facial features to yourself. But it is
Here, hold
important,
this
and
smile
it's in
for
your-
me.
And it's in your realm. I believe you are the one to deserve this knowledge. It's what you were born for.
Okay. Yeah, let's give me a vision of the future that I have no idea, but it has something to do with, I'm guessing, life and death. And while I'm walking. And I'm not supposed to show any expressions. So let's see how this goes.
Boom.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk up to Trevor. I'm going to link my arm into his. I'm like, so he's about to show me something. I don't know what I'm going to see, but
He's a flasher. Oh, that's a big tentacle.
but you know, I'm just gonna. I don't know. It's apparently it's important. So just in case I collapse or something, yeah, just make it look natural.
Just a bunch of
I'm gonna show you. I
passerbys.
learned my lesson from last time.
Bunch of
Well, at
passerbys
least
are
I
kind of
asked you.
just like going, "Oh, look at them! They're such a good couple."
Yes.
Um,
So I'm giving permission for you to show me.
Trevor's
Well,
arm
it-
just kind of tenses and he just kind of looks at Syphina and nods.
I appreciate that, but if you would rather me verbally tell you, I can.
No, you have already gotten me prepared. So I know it's better for you to show. So by all means, please do.
Well, as you wish. And if he can, he'll try to project that image.
The
that he
artifact
saw.
lights up and give me a
Plays Arcana.
give me an Arcana. Yeah.
Please be better than the fucking last goddamn. And then
DC
I'm
13.
gonna add. Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna add the thing anyways. It was 13.
It was
I am
13?
gonna
Okay,
add it.
makes it breaks it.
15.
15. Okay, yeah. You show her the image. You see everything I explained to Zoe if you were there to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The fire and this individual
The
being taken.
shadows. Yeah, the shadows running through, like gliding and running through, killing people, and the fires of the village, fires of the town, and then these two shadows dragging away a man that is, it's hard to tell features, but through the fires and the killing, you can see a man that is lit up by fairy fire, almost like fairy fire in a way, but more like, look at this. You see a man in knight's armor, noble looking, being dragged away, unconscious, bleeding, and you just hear the words of this deep kind of guttural voice saying, "Prevent this, prevent this."
Now, being who I am, with like the connection to life and death, do I see anything else? If that makes sense, like beneath the shadows.
Give me a
or whatever.
wisdom-based religion roll. Now note, Zoe is kind of stepping in as the death side, the conduit of death side for this check.
I was hoping for one.
However, if you fail really bad, both of you will suffer.
18.
Okay,
job,
there you
Syphina.
go. There you go. Good job. As you kind of snap, as you kind of the vision fades away, you now kind of are looking out about as you kind of catch yourself, but you start to see like this X mark, this blood red X mark over people's faces, and you are feeling each one that you walk by that have this X across their face are going to die because of this event. As you're walking past the jewelry store merchant, she too has the X on her face. Though you're the only one that sees this, and you don't know who she is.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people, all of all
Okay.
ages, are marked for death.
I'm going to stop walking. I'm voicing Treyboy to stop.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to turn and lock eyes with him. And I'm about to say something out loud, but then I stop. And then I motion. I was like, I whisper. I lean in and whisper. I was like, town's about to get attacked, I think. A lot of people are going to die. I see death on their faces. And there was somebody we need to save. A knight. There was some people are going to be attacking. the shadowy figures. I can't quite see them. Zoe shared a vision with me, but I see the death side of things. And fire, shadowy figures, and there was this knight who has lit up by fairy fire, who we need to make sure he doesn't get taken because they're trying to take him, whoever they are. But citizens, and she just starts looking around, the people, and she like nods to just one of the individuals going to die.
The one she points to is the one she just randomly points to is the merchant.
And Kane, I'm sure you heard that because of your hearing.
Well, my passive perception's a fucking 22. Yeah.
So.
Trevor clenches a fist and he says, "It sounds more and more like we need to be at this tournament then. If this guy is a knight and a noble, he'll likely be there."
Above table, did I see his features well enough to recognize him if I saw him in person?
I would say you both would, Zoe and Syphina, if you both saw him in person or a picture of him, you'd be able to realize you'd be able to pick him out.
Is he anybody that we've encountered already?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm going to save my magic as much as possible.
Trevor just kind of nods, and as the group kind of starts walking, he falls back a little bit and walks alongside Zoe.
And I want to look back at Zoe, and I'm going to nod to you, because I'm sure you might have caught, but I'm going to nod back to you. And I don't know if our connection is still there or not.
Probably.
Okay.
You can respond telepathically.
Well, I'm going to then. I'm just like, you're right. There was an attack happening soon. A lot of death. And thank you for showing me that. And hopefully we can do as they say and prevent... I don't think I can't prevent the deaths, but we can prevent that individual from being taken. We need to keep an eye out for him.
Of course, consider it an act or token of respect for your realm.
Much appreciated.
I hope if you come into more information of Reborn, that I would get to hear of it.
I do hope to inquire of Tenelith of that whenever I get a chance to talk to her. Hasn't happened yet. But yes.
Trevor, do you do anything knowing that the lizard folk that Zali might die? Or do you let this person that you've somewhat made a connection to go on without knowing?
Trevor kind of looks at Syphina, and he has really come to trust her connection to life and death. If she says that these people are marked, he's not entirely sure. He's not entirely sure what he can do to prevent that, or if he even should. This is one of those moments where he feels like the only course of action is to do what they can to prevent this individual from being taken and hopefully negate or reduce the amount of harm done by this attack.
Remember,
but aside from that,
something enters your mind is that there's been someone who you asked questions like this, and they've given you good guidance before. Someone on your hip.
He's going to reach down and he's going to touch Themis and he's going to say, "What do you think?"
Being marked for death doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to die for sure. Marked for death means it's in your near future. But future is a thing that can always change. It's worth a shot. If it works once, then it gives hope for her in the future and might show her another way she can tip the scales.
And I see that Trevor is contemplating all this, and that with that
Give me an
individual.
insight check.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say DC 16.
1 second. Insight. How about a nat 20?
Oof. Yes.
You
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. You, Trevor, you can go into better explanation on this if you'd like to.
Trevor is an open book to you at this point. You see that he's kind of paused. His eyes are on this merchant that he got these rings from. His hand is on Themis's hilt, and the wheels are turning, and you see like this internal conflict of don't do anything and let what's supposed to happen run its course, or try to change something. And he's gonna sigh, and he's gonna walk up to this merchant.
Oh, well, hello again. Are you back from more wares? I have yet to receive shipment, though I did reach the father.
I am not.
Oh, well.
And he places a hand down on the tabletop of her stall, and he says, "You have no reason to believe me, but you need to pack all of your things and you need to leave right now."
Give me a perception
Or-
check. I mean, not perception,
Oh,
persuasion.
Okay.
DC 14. She pretty much is rather, trusting of you right now. And your seriousness gives you more
Don't
credence.
fuck. Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
Roll with
Can
the...
I approach?
No, I think I've got.
You have inspiration.
Yeah,
I do.
Because I was going to give you guidance.
you can. Yeah,
I
you know
will.
what he's doing. You can go up and give him...
Okay, that is a natural 20.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
As you say these words, she's looking into your eyes. As her eyes are first like, "Oh, he's back again. This is wonderful. I can sell some more things maybe." To what you say, to realization that you are very serious, and that seriousness kind of scares her deeply. As she just nods, she doesn't know if you plan to do the killing, or if you just got a tip that there might be killing. And she doesn't want any part of either, and if you are telling her to leave, on either end of the spectrum, she's going to take that opportunity and leave. She nods. He is a very well...
Remind me real quick, Pat. Here in Valordis, do they worship
Elementals.
the spirits or the elementals?
Elementals.
Trevor is going to nod, and he's going to say, "May whatever elementals you keep you safe. But you
She
need to go right now."
nods. Very well. I guess I'll get packed up right away. So thank you for warning me. She's packing up everything. You see behind there's this big this big ox-like creature. However, it has beneath its fur is like slight scales. Like this thing is almost like able to handle desert and and deep water. But she's packing everything up into a cart that's attached to the creature. And after you walk away, it's not long till she's out. She's heading out of town.
Wait. When she's gone and she leaves, do I feel anything to, like I used to when I did with when we did the
I will
medic
need another
I just feel it.
religion wisdom based check with it being a DC 18.
Nope. Wait. Well, I might be able to. I doubt I'll be able to. I'm giving myself guidance on this.
Better guidance.
No.
Hey,
Ooh, hey.
Yeah,
All
19.
right. You, as you're looking at this, you're looking like, I'm guessing Syphina is like, when they're marked for death, they're dead. That's how this works. But as she leaves...
She knows that there was a possibility that skills could tip because remember with the whole medic thing that she did. So
But she's never seen the full mark of death.
Yeah, she hasn't.
And so, would she be feeling the fact that she's first now seeing the mark of death? Does she believe that once they're marked, that by judgment this is death?
She most likely will think that, but she's curious to see if the person leaving changes that.
The red mark disappears as she leaves. The scales do not tip, but or change or feel like they will change because nothing has happened yet. She is still she still has the right to life, and the mark is the only thing that was telling of her death. But it seems the thing that would bring her death is no longer going to bring it.
Interesting. And more devastating for me because now I know it can be changed, but...
And with that, we'll bring an end to this episode. Thanks for watching. What's up?
Real quick, I wanted to have one more thing happen before we end, if that's okay.
Very well.
All right. As this happens, Trevor falls back into formation. He walks alongside Zoe. And he doesn't look at Zoe, but he starts speaking to Zoe. He goes, I want to trust you. I want to believe that your motives and your intentions are not inherently harmful. But I don't.
That's probably one of the first wise things I've heard you say.
I don't like you, Zoe.
Nor I you. But I will protect you on the battlefield as you have protected me.
And he keeps walking. He goes, I think you're arrogant. I think you're condescending. But you are part of this team. And I will do everything in my power to keep you safe. And he turns and he looks you in the eyes and he goes, but the moment that I perceive that you are going to cause one of us harm, the moment I perceive that you have turned your back on, the moment I perceive that you have betrayed us, I swear upon my oath, I will kill you.
You and Edmund both. I have to thank for that.
And with that, we'll end the session there.